This is a comedy podcast and contains language and content that may not be suitable for everyone. Now enjoy the shenanigans because we know things.
Welcome to Audio for Idiots. It's the Jackwagon Express in your ear holes.
Click the voicemail link in the show notes and leave us a voicemail about whatever is on your mind. Find us on TikTok at Jackwagon Express, on YouTube at Jackwagon Express Podcast, on X at Jackwagon Pod, and become an official Jackwagon on patreon.com/JackwagonPod. We know things, and now you can know things too.
That's right, really weird voice guy. You can know things too. Welcome into the Jackwagon Express. Every once in a while, we throw that in the beginning because, yeah, you're listening, but you might not know about Patreon or YouTube. So there it is. Go find us. We do have a bonus episode in Patreon already, and there will be a lot more. One will be stemming off of a topic we have tonight. Okay, business is done. What the fuck's going on in Oregon, Troy?
God only knows.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You sound like me. You one of those guys that's just like, I don't want to talk to people. I don't like people. I stay home.
Exactly. I saw one of those things today. It's like, what's the one thing everyone in the world should stop doing? And I'm just like, going outside.
Or talking to other people.
There's people outside.
Well, we might be in that. I mean, this wasn't on the list, but let's jump right into the hantavirus.
Yeah.
What is this horse shit? Is this like, what does it come from? I didn't even do research on it. This is just a random thing.
So
is it something to do with rat or mouse poop?
Yes. Once they have this hantavirus, then when their pee and their poop dries, I guess you inhale it, and it has a 30 to 50% fatality rate, so it's pretty heavy duty, but it doesn't transfer person to person. Oh, but now it does. It transfers person to person. However, you have to be in confined quarters with prolonged exposure. It's kind of hard to transmit. I don't think it transmits, if I recall correctly, like the regular flu and cold and shit like that. I think you literally got to get some fluids or something. But in any case, 3 people have died. I don't know how many people are actually sick, though. They haven't really said that much.
So I'm gonna see how much you know, because I don't know much about it. I'm just hearing about it, and my kids are asking me about it. And every time I hear hantavirus, I think of that soda Fanta. Do you want a Fanta? Do you want a Hanta? No, I don't fucking want it. So this was not like a cruise from America, right? This was a cruise from somewhere else, or was this a ship that was in America?
No, it's got some Americans on it that are now home in their states.
That's what I'm saying. Why the fuck are they unloading these people?
Yeah, but no, it's the problem is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that they said it can take like 33 days or something to show up. Like if you have it, you might not know that you have it. And then 33 days later, oh yeah, I guess I got the hantavirus. But there's, I don't know if you've heard all the weird, like, conspiracy coincidence type things that are going on with this whole cruise ship deal. But the number 33.
I saw that.
It's very oddly placed. So, the current outbreak is on a 33-day cruise. It was scheduled to be on a cruise that took 33 days. The first major outbreak in the Americas happened 33 years ago in 1993. That 1993 Four Corners outbreak had exactly 33 cases in those states. Hantavirus pulmonary infection is listed on page 33 of the Pfizer document. The incubation period for hantavirus pulmonary syndrome is commonly cited as 9 to 33 days, which is weird. But yeah, that's those are all legit. Those have been researched and confirmed as authentic.
I just don't. I mean, this pandemic shit. Where does this shit come from? Like this, it's just something brand new. But what I don't understand is, yes, there's Americans on it. I feel bad for them. How did they even get this? Is this stuff in the food? Is it just like in the bed sheets?
I think from what I'm hearing is it's rodents that got on the ship, and then I mean, the thing is,
well, did they buy a fucking ticket?
They're not saying how many people are sick. No, I'm sorry. It was 3 people were dead and 3 people were sick. So a total of 6 people were sick. 3 of them died. And I would imagine at least 2 of them were sharing the same quarters. And I don't know, it'd be interesting to know if they were in the same section of the ship, like where a certain area got rat doodle, or if they had the chicken parmesan that night and nobody else did. You know what I mean? If there's any, I haven't heard of any kind of like evidence of how it happened. Originally, people were reporting, this couple got off and at some place and came back and were sick and probably brought it aboard. But then more people are saying the ship, and obviously it's the ship because the people are on it. And this, although it is transmittable between humans now, I think that's kind of newer. Maybe I'm mistaken on that, because there was the 33 cases back whenever. But it's harder than fuck to make it happen. So this will not, in my opinion, result in your average election infection. Tis the year, So I don't think this is going to turn into jack shit.
All right, here we go. As we do, we know things and we learn things on the fly. Hantavirus is a serious, often fatal viral disease transmitted to humans primarily through contact with infected rodents, urine droppings, or saliva, causing severe pulmonary, lungs, or renal kidney syndromes. It is not usually spread between people. The virus originated in Asia, specifically identified in the 1950s near South Korea's Hanta River. Key details. Transmission. Most infections occur by inhaling the virus, which becomes airborne when rodent droppings or nesting materials are disturbed. Symptoms. Early symptoms include fever, muscle aches, fatigue, headache, and diarrhea, appearing 1 to 8 weeks after exposure. Sounds like every other fucking thing. And then you go to the doctor and it's viral. Go home. Hantavirus is pulmonary syndrome. Hantavirus pulmonary. This is a good night. Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS. Of course, there's an abbreviation. Common in the Americas and Argentina. Causes respiratory failure. HPS is severe with the fatality rate of up to 50% in the Americas. The United States deer mouse is a primary carrier, but other rodents like rice rats and cotton rats can also carry. I fucking hate deer mice. They are so ugly. They're like alien mice. Did you ever see a deer mouse?
I know, and they got their little tiny antlers and shit. Fucking
they run out in front of your car and smash your grill.
Come through your windshield, occasionally kill an infant.
Oh shit, I was supposed to hit the scampering. Here he goes. Yeah, but them fuckers got giant black eyes. They're creepy as shit. We have them around here. I hate deer mice.
Have you
Anyway,
heard the other conspiracy theory?
what's that?
Hanta in Hebrew slang means scam, nonsense, lie, fraud, rubbish, or full of crap.
Oh, scam. Well, full of crap. No, is that a pun? So,
But that's what the Hanta means in Hebrew slang.
scamavirus.
Nonsense virus, lie virus, fraud virus, rubbish virus, or full of crap virus.
So, Polymarket. I just learned. Apparently, this has been a thing. I have just learned what Polymarket is. If you go to polymarket.com, you can invest. It's basically gambling, if you ask me, on stuff's trending right now. I brought up Polymarket. Hantavirus pandemic in 2026. You can buy stock in this. Yes for 8.7 cents or no for 91.4 cents. And Polymarket says there's a 9% chance it's going to happen. And this is like a live site. I've been here. Here's another one you can do. Let's see. U.S. Versus Iran permanent peace deal by. Here we go. This is great. Somebody's making some money. May 13th. Oh, that's passed. By May 15th, 1% chance. By December 31st, 62% chance is what Polymarket says with a U.S.-Iran permanent peace deal. You can buy in at 62 cents a share or buy no for 39 cents a share. This is insane. Here's the topics. Here's the markets you can look at. Trump, Iran, Trump Xi Summit, Starmer, I don't know who that is, Strait of Hormuz, 2026 NBA playoffs.
Starmer is that dipshit prime minister in the UK. And his whole cabinet is fucking all resigning because he's such a fucking gigantic fucking pussy piece of shit. And he's sticking with his guns, being fucking a joke. And so I don't know what what they mean by that. That's who it is, but I don't know what that has to do with anything.
So in Polymarket, I just clicked on daily temperature. You can go in there, and I don't even know what the fuck the day is today. Let me go down a little bit more. Highest temperature in Beijing on May 13th. No, let's not do Beijing. Some of these might be old, but this is just highest temperature in Austin, Texas, May 14th. 82 degrees or higher, 99%. You can buy in, yes or no. 80 to 81 degrees, less than 1% chance. $66,000 has been bet on this.
Wow.
This is so fucking stupid. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, that's Polymarket, and we do have a couple things to jump into. I don't know. We're trying to keep politics out of this. This episode might get a little political. If you want to go hear our political rant, go into Patreon, because that's where we put that last one. We went off in an episode for 45 minutes on politics, and I cut that fucker out and put it in Patreon. So if somebody wants to, they can hear it. They can just go hear two normal people or three normal people go talk about politics, just like you would talk about politics with your buddies. And we don't care. It's hilarious. In my mind, it's hilarious. All right. So, speaking of Polymarket, let's talk about this. So, there was I don't have his name in front of me. I don't really care. It's just a situation. So, there was a special forces guy they arrested him because he gambled on Maduro being arrested on Polymarket, and he made $400,000. So they're arresting this guy, a special forces guy, because they're saying that he had the intel. But yet they won't go arrest these fuckers in Washington.
Yep.
The guy made $400,000, more than the government will ever give him. because obviously, he had the intel, so he knew Maduro was going to get arrested, and they arrested him because he bet on it on Polymarket. It pisses me off, actually, so I try not to think about it.
That's what Nancy Pelosi did for years.
Oh my God! You can go and look up and see presidents and what their net worth was when they became president and what it was when they were done. And it is insane. And it's all insider shit.
Yep.
And then you got our current president gives his salary to somebody. And his net worth is, I think, around the same or a little less than when he came in. I could be wrong. Fact check us. Go leave a voicemail. Click on the voicemail link in the show notes. Speaking of this, so Troy, have you heard about the ghost murmur tech?
Yeah, is that where they found the guy by his specific heartbeat?
Kind of,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so that's what it relates to, and Trump loves this shit. He's such a troll, so I did a little research, and that's a cool-ass name, though, if you ask me. Ghost Murmur.
Mm-hmm.
I love that fucking name. I would not be surprised if they have something like this. We won't know for 30 years, but... So I'm going to read this. Ghost Murmur is not confirmed as real in the way it has been publicly described. It's a mix of plausible underlying science, sensational reporting, possible disinformation or exaggeration, and unverified claims. So here's the breakdown. The claims say a New York Post article from April 7th, 2026 reported that the CIA used a secret tool called Ghost Murmur during the rescue of a downed U.S. F-15E weapons system officer in Iran. It allegedly uses quantum magnetometry, or nitrogen vacancy centers and diamonds, that's in parentheses, and AI to detect the faint magnetic field from a human heartbeat at long ranges, up to 40 miles in ideal conditions. Sources claimed it was developed by Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, first field use, and helped locate the airman in rugged terrain alongside his survival beacon. So a lot of people are saying that it was really the survival beacon.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he was right next to his signal fire.
Some reports mention President Trump and officials alluding to exquisite technologies or a very important tool in the operation, which fueled the story. Obviously, if you've been paying attention, if Trump hears Ghost Murmur technology, he's not going to care if it's this beacon or what it is. He's going to fucking use that.
Yeah.
Why not? Because all these enemies are so stupid, they fucking believe everything he says. Because you don't know if he's bullshitting or not.
That's right.
If you think he is, you're probably fucked. If you think he isn't, you're definitely fucked.
Yeah, it's just about how much you want to gamble on.
Yeah, maybe that should be on Polymarket. Why experts say it's likely not real. Physicists and researchers are highly skeptical. The human heart's magnetic field is extremely weak. It drops off rapidly with distance. Detecting it even a short distance away in a lab is challenging. Doing so from miles away in the open environment is considered physically implausible with known technology. Background noise, Earth's magnetic field, vehicles, animals, electronics, etc. Why does etc. spelled ETC, period?
Etc.
Is it etc. or etc.?
Etc.
Oh. You know them fucking people on TikTok? I was today years old when I learned.
Yeah.
I've been saying etc. long this whole fucking time. I thought it was etc. Anyway. That would overwhelm the signal. AI filtering helps, but can't overcome fundamental signal to noise limits. The reality behind the hype, quantum sensing, and magnetometry are real and advancing rapidly in classified and commercial sectors. Governments, including the U.S., invest heavily in them for submarines, mines, biomedicine, and navigation. The rescue operation itself appears to have happened, with official statements crediting advanced intelligence and technologies, but officials did not name ghost murmur or confirm heartbeat detection from a distance. That's kind of my thought.
You know what? It's funny too because Ghost Murmur comes in right on the tail of the fucking Maduro thing and all his guards getting fucking super zapped by some space alien weapons that fucking made them all shit their pants. And, you know, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, we've got this other technology too. You better believe them.
Well, I can tell you what I said before is my thought. They found them. Obviously, we have very good technology and sciences to find this kind of shit. And Ghost Murmur does sound badass, and I would have used it as well. And the other thing is I want to know whose ideas these are. Okay, not just because Trump's in office, any president. So, was this Trump's idea that they sent out all these false rescue missions in other parts of the country?
Yeah,
because
leaked them so they would go there.
So, like, what I want to know is whose idea is this? Was this Trump's idea? Did he sit down with all his fucking people in suits and the generals and all that and figure it out? That's what I really want to know, because you know who's going to take credit for it. But I just want to know who. That's fucking genius. Other countries have to have this figured out by now. Just like when he first time he bombed Iran. Like, they thought he was coming at a certain time. They came in the middle of the night and fucking, I mean...
Yeah, you know, never tell them when you're coming.
Well, he did, and they believed it. But he did it, you know, whatever, how many days early.
Yep.
So. Okay, since we're staying conspiratorial here. Now, I know I talked to you about this a little bit. But this 11... missing scientist thing is really, really interesting. There's a certain time when a coincidence just isn't a fucking coincidence anymore. And
that's right.
I have some minor details, but I do have a deeper dive on this, and we will put that in Patreon. But we're just going to cover these minor details first. And then just go look in Patreon in the future within like the next month, and we'll do the deep dive episode, because I'm still diving. Troy, I haven't come up for air. I'm still diving. No more of this medium dive shit in Patreon.
Yeah, you want the deep dive? That's where it's at.
Yeah, so I can hold my breath for about, it's probably about a good 10-foot dive. I mean, that's deep. Otherwise, we're just snorkeling around on the top, you know, kind of spraining news, not breaking it, as they would say. So
I've actually got a bunch of information on that too.
Good. Then we should have a good episode on that. Maybe you'll have to like get up to altitude, and I'll have a couple rum and cokes, and we'll just go to town for like an hour and a half on that. Speaking of getting to altitude, what is that you fly over there? Is that one of them F-15s, or is it more of like a stealth bonger?
Stealth bonger. It's an F-420.
Yeah, and did you... I don't want to get too far off because we're going to go into the scientist thing, but did you just see that fucking guy that walked across the runway and got smoked by the plane?
No, but I heard about it.
Jesus, I just saw the video. I haven't found the video where he actually gets hit, because they show him walking across the runway, and when the plane gets about fucking 10 yards from him, they always stop the video.
Right. Before he gets sucked in.
I need to look into that, because that had to be a suicide mission, or the guy was whacked out of his mind on something. Oh,
yeah, you don't want to have a jet.
The other thing I was wondering is, did you see that fucking BMW, I think, motorcycle
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay, you got to go look this up. Just go search motorcycle accident, motorcycle hanging from stoplight. Go look that up. I thought it was fake, but I found it's real. It was on news and everything. So there was a four-way stop in this car. If you're in the car, you were proceeding and turning left. And as the car started turning left, this motorcycle came in at, had to be 100 miles an hour. Hit the car. The guy went flipping and down the road. He lived. The motorcycle went kind of straight up in the air and forward, just like a C pattern. And it rotated twice, and its front wheel caught
Hooked on the power line.
on the stoplight. The stoplight had a big, it was over on the side, and it came out and it hooked on there and just fucking hung there. I thought it was fake at first, but that's been going around quite a bit in the last couple days. All right, so let's go back to the 11 missing or dead scientists. So some of these are deaths, some are disappearances. From 2022 to 2026, they have varying ties to aerospace, nuclear, or advanced research, or anti-gravity research. Many have been linked in media and online speculation, sparking federal probes. Even Trump said something about it a couple weeks ago. They asked him about it, I think he was on the White House lawn or something. He's like, I don't know, but it's very suspicious. We're looking into it, and that's all you ever heard. And then Fox News was talking about it a bunch and how weird it is. Officials and experts note the cases have unrelated circumstances and no proven connection. So, what I want to know, and you might know a little bit about this more than me, is, well, we were the ones that went and took all these scientists to build the bomb, right?
Yeah.
Now, putting on your tinfoil hat, people are talking about Israel likes to brag about killing these scientists in Iran and other countries. Am I just saying that, or did I hear that?
A lot of propaganda, I think.
Okay. Could be. But it all relates, so everybody's going to throw it together. I just don't understand this. So we're going to jump into this. We're going to name them. I have a brief little, 1 or 2 sentences on each one, and that's it. We're going to do the deep dive on Patreon. But this is just weird. So, Amy Eskridge, 34 years old. Anti-gravity exotic propulsion researcher in Huntsville, Alabama, died by suicide, self-inflicted gunshot in June 2022. Family stated it was not suspicious. Did they state it was not?
Is this the girl with the burnt hands?
I don't have those details in this set of notes. Probably in my deep dive.
Okay.
So we're just kind of going through these right now. And family stated it was not suspicious. To me, did the family state that, or were they told to state that?
Right.
Michael David Hicks, 59, NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory planetary scientist, died in July 2023, reportedly heart disease or chronic condition. Plausible. Could be. A lot of these things are plausible until you link them all together and what they're working on.
Well, and the problem is, in reality, if you wanted to kill all these people off, you could have the morgue say whatever to make it less suspicious. Yeah, he died of heart disease. Everybody knew he had it.
Well, and not only that, what kind of shit is out there that people could do to somebody that there's no trace? There's always been that. For a while it was this thing, or, antifreeze, or in something, or fucking cyanide. And then you got people with ice bullets. I mean, There's always something. What is out there now that we don't know about that you could just easily inject or put into somebody that they don't test for?
They can probably point a sound wave weapon at you and give you a heart attack.
That is something we should dive into or soon, since we like conspiracy theories with this whole. Because there's been a lot of like big podcasts like Sean Ryan and shit, doing episodes with people with this. What is that called? Where they say they got hit with like a directed energy weapon of some kind.
Yeah.
That is probably going on, and Trump called it.
Before we move on, I wanted to say that something dawned on me the other day, and I haven't heard anybody talk about it, but all these scientists that are going missing, you know, like you had mentioned earlier, some people's theory is that they're trying to kill off our top people, so we have, you know, it slows us down, or B, some enemy state is taking or killing them for whatever reason. But what if it's not what they've seen and what they know, or I mean, it kind of it is, but what if it's something that's coming that they can prove is bullshit?
You know, that's a good idea, because there's a lot of I mean, we just don't have enough time tonight, but like, you know, now all of a sudden, even no matter who you support, out of nowhere, we're going to drop all this alien shit at the same time the Iran war is going on. There's always something to take away from something. You have to be paying attention. You know? Now, aliens is a big fucking deal. Everybody wants to know about it. And now we're going to drop all this. You got all these people worrying about that, but we're not worrying about, you know, I don't know.
Well, then you had, along with the scientists, you had the one guy from the Ancient Aliens and the whatever, the UFO guy that the night before was like, I'm not suicidal, before he suicidal himself. But, you know, he said he's been around and had all kinds of this clearance necklace, but it just kept me thinking, like, what if they are going to pull off some fake alien contact or alien attack or alien something, and these guys are just going to be like, no, that's not how it works. That's totally fake. Or, you know what I mean? Or something. I don't know.
There's a lot of weird shit going on with aliens right now. Bob Lazar was just on the Joe Rogan show again within the last month, and he has a new movie/documentary coming out, and there's just a lot of alien shit going on right now, which is we're getting bombarded with that again. And now the hantavirus thing, like, something's fucking up. There's a lot of shit going on, you know?
Sure seems like it.
A lot of shit. Anyway. So, let's go back to these scientists. Frank Mywald, 61, NASA, JPL Space Research Engineer. So JPL is Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Died in July 2024. Limited public details on cause. So, we should jump into that one a little bit in our deep dive.
Limited details. All we know is he had an axe sticking out of his forehead.
Right.
Other than that, we don't know anything. Anything could happen.
See, it makes you wonder, like what you said, are they getting rid of these people because they know too much, or are they getting rid of these people because, okay, allegedly, are these people dying or disappearing because they've, like, extended as much as they know? So, hypothetically, if somebody's eliminating them or unaliving them, maybe it's like, okay, this guy has done all this research, this guy, girl, and they've gotten this far. We got enough from him what we need. So before he talks...
Yeah, the information can't be out there.
It's like what Bob Lazar talked about from Area 51, SR, whatever he was in, that all the scientists there was the metallurgy scientists, there was the propulsion scientists apparently working on these crafts, but none of them were allowed to talk or share information.
Right.
So, you know. All right, Anthony Chavez, 78 years old, retired Los Alamos National Laboratory construction foreman, disappeared May 2025 after leaving home on foot without a wallet, phone, or keys.
I would like to say that notice that, there are some heart attacks and some this and some that, but there are more than one person walked out of their home leaving shit, even just taking a gun or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like, which bodies have been found, which have not.
Yeah, and maybe we will have more details in our deep dive, but like this one, who leaves home without their phone? One. Keys, I can see that if they're walking. Wallet, mostly not. I mean, when do you ever leave home without your wallet? I'm trying to think right now. Or whatever,
Most of these walked out with nothing cases in New Mexico are still missing. Nobody's recovered, and that's what makes them stand out. Anthony Chavez, Stephen Garcia, 48 nuclear contractor, walked out of his Albuquerque home in August 2025 carrying just a handgun. Left everything else remains missing. William Neal McCashlin, retired Air Force general with past classified ties, disappeared February 2026 after leaving home for a hike in the Sandia Mountains, still missing. Melissa Casillas, admin assistant at Los Alamos, left her car, purse, phones, her phones were factory reset, by the way, and wallet behind in June 2025. Last seen walking along a highway, still missing, though her family said she was under massive financial stress.
Personal stress.
Yeah. So what's weird about that one is that her phones were set to factory reset.
There's a lot of weird. Some of the, what's to say these aren't all like, you've seen this before in certain kind of movies and military movies or FBI, all that kind of shit, where maybe it's like, hey, we will make sure your family is set. We really need you. And these are the people that are selected, other than the ones that died. Maybe they're the ones that didn't agree. And it's like, you're just going to be disappeared. You're gone. Your family's going to think you're gone, you're dead, whatever it is, but really they're not. And they were the best people for the job, and they were recruited, and they are working on something together. And the ones, you've seen this before in fucking movies. Like, you're going to save the world by helping us, but we're going to tell your family this happened to you, but don't worry, they'll be set. And if you don't do this, everybody's dead. A scenario like that. A lot of these just walk away, and like you said, phone set to factory reset, blah, blah, blah. And the ones that didn't want to comply, they offed. Allegedly.
We're going to kill you either way. You can remember it as a pedophile or a hero.
Right? We're either going to plant this. Monica Riza, 60, NASA, JPL Aerospace, metallurgical engineer, disappeared while hiking in Angeles National Forest, June 2025. And the other thing I noticed is how many of these are Los Alamos. There's a couple of them. Jason Thomas, chemical biology team leader at Novartis, found dead, drowning in a Massachusetts lake in late 2025. No foul play, reportedly depressed. Nuno Loureiro, MIT plasma fusion physicist, shot and killed in December 2025 during a mass shooting by a former acquaintance. Ruled personal motive, not related to work. Well, that is like the first one that I have heard. That, if it was a mass shooting, whatever.
Yeah, very interesting.
One left.
Talk about bad luck.
One left on my list. Carl Grillmer, 67, Caltech, NASA-affiliated astrophysicist, shot dead on his property in February 2026 during an apparent carjacking burglary. Suspect arrested. See, that one could be legit.
Yeah.
I mean, probably has a nice car, probably has nice property. Somebody went to steal his shit and he was killed. I mean,
look at that nerd. Let's take his car. This fucking space nerd.
Yeah, there's like a jet engine coming out the back. I mean, so there's like two in there that could like really be legit. Maybe they all are. Maybe we're just wrong. Maybe we're just trying to get clicks. But there's a lot of shit in here of a very important people just weirdly fucking disappear, walk away, leave their shit, never seen again. Weird.
Yes, indeed.
Just walk away. Not gonna take my phone. Not gonna take anything else. Weird. Speaking of weird, David Morans, a 78-year-old virologist and former senior advisor to Anthony Fauci at the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, or the NIAID/NIH, was indicted and arrested in late April 2026. Hear about this?
A little bit.
Well, notice how they're kind of keeping this under the radar. It was like in the news for like one fucking day.
Yeah, it's like really hush hush.
And so is this one of them things like, hey, we're doing something with something that has to do with Fauci, and now it goes away. So it's just like trying to please a few people. You know, some of the people that want to see. But this guy's taking the fall, obviously. I personally think that Epstein is still alive and Fauci and all them are just like, you know, anyway. Living with Michael Jackson, Big E, and Tupac.
I really have to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure that I saw that it was factual that the U.S. government or the jail people said that the body you saw them take out and put in the van was not Jeffrey Epstein. And so they admitted there was a fake body, and they blamed it on, they wanted, because the media, and so they just wanted them to follow that guy or whatever, and then they took Epstein out. And then you had some guard that supposedly said back in the day that he saw somebody get in a van that came in and left before the body came out or something.
Well,
might have to look into that one a little more too.
The thing that's weird to me with that is how that the certain camera was out at a certain time.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. How many fucking times does this have to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, it must have been a power outage. Must have been that's what makes people think. Is he still alive? Did he sneak out? Or did they just not want anybody to know who did it? Like, was it Israel? I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
With all the bullshit happening. That's a whole nother fucking podcast. We don't need to get... The Epstein would be good. A good one to get drunk and just fucking go to town. Well, you don't get drunk anymore, do you?
Not so much.
Not like that one episode we did a long time ago before it restarted called 17 Beers Later. I still have that.
Yep.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should start dumping the 100 old episodes we have into Patreon.
Yeah.
That would be the shit. Anyway, let's get back to this David Morans guy. So he faces multiple federal felony charges, including conspiracy against the United States, destruction, alteration, or falsification of records in federal investigations, concealment, removal, or mutilation of records, aiding and abetting. Main allegations: prosecutors say Morans used his private Gmail account and possibly other back channels to deliberately evade Freedom of Information Act requests and public records laws. This involved communications related to COVID-19 research, the origins of the pandemic, including debates over lab leak versus natural spillover theories, efforts to assist EcoHealth Alliance, a nonprofit that received NIH grants for bat coronavirus research, often linked in controversies to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The indictment claims he and others tried to hide or delete records to avoid scrutiny during investigations into the pandemic's origins and federally funded research. He is fucked. He's basically taken the fall because, somebody got pardoned. Anthony Fauci himself is not charged or accused of wrongdoing in this case. Fauci previously distanced himself, stating they did not work closely together. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though he was the former senior advisor to him.
Yeah. Hillary never met Jeffrey Epstein.
Right? Oh, I love this. This world is just insane. And people wonder, you look at all of this shit. How does a person not want... How does anybody even believe anything that comes out of any fucking mouth of any person in the government anymore?
Yeah. Yep.
I put a couple funny videos out on YouTube. I recently went on a field trip to Madison and the Capitol building with a bunch of fourth graders. And we're going through there, and we got to go in all the buildings. They wouldn't let us sit in any of the fucking chairs. Where the Senate meets and all this, they're like, we can go in and gather, they're going to talk about this, but you can't sit in the chairs. And we're like, why? Because it's all like original chairs. So they're like, little kids, you want to scribble on shit and whatever. Like, so I fucking pay taxes and I can't sit in these chairs. I want to sit in these chairs while you're talking. Nope, can't sit in the fucking chairs. Then, and this is just a Capitol building in Wisconsin, multiple levels. I don't even want to know what this building costs, okay? They're pointing around saying, those 8 columns right there are fucking granite from Italy. They were brought here on boats. And they're like, I don't know, 40 feet tall. Like, how much will one of them cost?
Right.
It's insane. I should send you some of the pictures. I don't know if you've ever been in a Capitol building, and this is Wisconsin, so I'm sure other places have a lot bigger shit. Then, interesting stuff I saw in there. We walk into this one room, and I shouldn't have did this, but whatever I did. My kid's like, what happens in here? And there's like people walking around, like, actual governors or whatever, congressmen and shit. And I said, this is the room where they go in and they don't get anything done. They go in there and they fucking argue and they don't get anything done. And then there's a few doors in there that on the door of their office, it's just an 8x11 piece of paper in Sharpie, taped to the outside of the door. It says, I stand with ICE. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You guys got marble columns from all over the world in different countries, and you got a fucking piece of paper on your door that says, I stand with ICE. Like, it just cracked me up. Sorry. I can't handle myself. The amount of fucking money wasted on all this bullshit after seeing that Capitol building, like, you guys don't need that. All right.
Yeah. It's a nice brick building.
Oh my, it's insane. And like I said, I don't know. My one of my kids is going every year. The 8th graders in town here, they get coach buses, and the 8th grade class gets to go to Washington, D.C. They visit everything. They walk up to the White House, the Washington Monument, the 9/11 Memorial, Gettysburg, fucking all of it. They visit all of it in like 5 days. And they get to go in the Capitol building. I can't even imagine what that... Well, actually, we could go look if we really wanted to from all those videos. But... So there's one last thing I want to hit before we just wind down and finish this episode. is the whole attempted assassination at the Correspondents' Dinner. So,
yes.
I don't know if one side's trying to make a bigger deal than the other, but I do agree that that's a really stupid fucking spot to have that in the basement of what was it, a Hilton or something like that?
Yeah. Some hotel.
I mean, it doesn't sound too far-fetched for something like that to happen and somebody like Trump to plan that. Allegedly, I'm just saying. And like, oh, look, we really need to build my ballroom. Look what happened. You know? And the guy just how far did he actually think he was going to get? You think he's just going to fucking run through all these people and make it all the way to that room?
They don't think it through very well. These aren't geniuses.
I mean,
my favorite is Matt Walsh because there's conspiracy theories that it was a false flag or whatever, but Matt Walsh on Twitter said, "I'm officially convinced it was a hoax. The Trump administration recruited a leftist Kamala Harris voting Trump hater to participate in a staged assassination that would include the shooter getting shot and then locked in federal prison for the rest of his life. The Kamala Harris voter agreed to this plan. The Kamala Harris voter agreed to this plan that works against his political and personal interests because he's just like a really generous guy. Meanwhile, the Trump administration, despite dastardly planning multiple assassination hoaxes, decided to keep their patsy alive and a permanent liability to them, rather than just killing him like they could have easily done. They did this because they also are really strangely generous and in a very odd and specific way. So in summary, we have a plot where all parties involved are working against their own interests with no real discernible benefit to any of them. There is no evidence of this plan, and it doesn't make any intuitive sense. And the motives for everyone are unclear, if not insane. But I still believe it because I'm not a very smart person."
I mean, is there a more accurate explanation than that of everything that happens in the government?
Exactly.
That was fucking awesome.
He nailed it.
I mean, that reminds me of that skit. I should find that and drop it in at the end of this episode with remember there was a news skit. They'd be like, let me send it over to this guy where bullshit is happening everywhere. And then, you remember that skit? I'll find it.
Which one?
There's some old, like, just little news drop. It's like, today in the news, there's bullshit happening here. Let me send it over to my colleague where he can talk about bullshit. I'll play it. I'll put it at the end. I do want to hit a couple things on this. Some weird shit with this Cole Allen guy. So, let's see. So Cole Thomas Allen, he's arrested for the attempted assassination of Trump. So there was a tweet put out on Twitter posted by user Henry Martinez at HenryMa79561893, and his profile picture is a frog, like a cartoon frog. Okay, and the tweet said Cole Allen. That's all it said.
Was it that Pepe frog?
I don't remember what the Pepe frog looks like. But it was just a frog. And the activity on this account, it's the only post on the account ever. And it remained dormant since its creation in late 2023 until the 2026 shooting when it was deleted. So this post was put up in 2023. Just said Cole Allen, only thing ever tweeted on the account, and it was taken down. They say it might be a coincidence, potentially referring to a musician of the same name or being a reply to a now deleted post. Well, no, because it was dated 2023. That's kind of fucking weird. I just saw something recently, actually, that was similar. It was some kind of tweet that said 2023 Corona ends 2026 hantavirus. And that tweet was put out a while ago, a long time ago. That's also fucking weird. I'm convinced more and more that we live in a simulation.
Something funny going on.
Everywhere. I mean, I'm done with aliens. All this bullshit, show me one. I'm at the point now where, just like some people, I don't even give a shit. Show me your little things in the air. Show me your 500-mile-an-hour shit under the water. Don't care. Show me a fucking alien. I'm done with believing it.
Yep. As soon as they start saying that it's real, then it's like, wait a minute. All right, hold on.
Wait a minute. Yep, so I don't know. We kind of blasted through a bunch of conspiracy shit there, but I love talking about it. No matter how stupid it is, I don't care. We're all being fucking played. I'm almost to the point where I don't even pay attention. I'm slowly starting to not pay attention, just live my life and not give a fuck what is even said. You know, like,
That's pretty much the easiest way to do it. I mean, there's so many. That's what the world today is. Everyone is analyzing each little move each day instead of like, all right, 6 months has gone by. How'd that thing? Oh, yeah, it turned out pretty good. It took a while. Or, you know what I mean? Everybody's hyper focused on the little tiny baby steps of every little fucking, they're just like looking at every little thing. It's just like, fucking live your life and, you know, shit will work itself out.
yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, next time, well, you probably just go to work and go home. I don't know how many people you interact with. Maybe you could pay attention to your customers. I try to do the same thing. I deal with a lot of people because I own a business, but we don't usually talk politics. And 90% of the people I do business with are on the same side that I lean a little bit towards, but I'm fucking closer to the middle than I've ever been. I mean, with the way shit's been, it's like, but who cares? Just try to pay attention once. How many people, like, every day? So, oh, gas prices this, and it leads into a talk about Iran and the war. I don't want to hear about it. Who fucking cares? I can't control it. I can do nothing about it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and pay that amount for gas. And maybe I just won't go as far. I'm still going to do everything I do. I'm just going to worry about my kids. And not everything has to do with gas. I can still take them to a fucking fun park or something like that. There's nothing you can do about it other than vote. And where does that get you? Where does that get you? Every time you fucking vote. Good for a little bit. But then it's fucking back the other way. Just live life and don't give a fuck. You can't do anything about it. There's nothing you can do about it unless we change some amendments in the Constitution that has to do with term limits and shit like that. When that starts happening, I'll start caring. Because that's the only way. It's the only way. And get money out of politics. It's the only way anything's going to happen. And there's my fucking little rant. So, I don't know. Just care less. Live life. Fucking stop caring about politics. Just turn the news off. Don't even watch the shit.
In another, on another subject, you remember, did you ever see Revenge of the Nerds?
No, I've heard of it, but I never saw it.
Did you see Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh my God. I know it, maybe, but a long fucking time ago. Like, I probably wasn't even old enough to I should have been watching it.
Do you remember the What's in Your Wallet? Vikings?
Viking? Well, yeah, the whole Capital One, What's in Your Wallet? Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. Well, that guy who played in Revenge of the Nerds, and he played Ogre, and he was in that commercial, if I'm not mistaken, and he did a bunch of other shit. Anyway, he died. He died today.
Aw.
He was Jean-Claude Van Damme's buddy in Bloodsport.
I do remember Bloodsport and Jean-Claude Van Damme. But, man, like I said, I haven't seen a lot of shit. when I was younger, there's a lot of movies I haven't.
You ever see that meme with the van that's sinking halfway down in the mud hole and it says, Jean-Claude's van, damn.
No, I didn't. That is funny. So I don't know if this is going to play when I hit this. Hang on a second. If it does. Yes. Okay. So, do you have anything else you'd like to say to people? Any opinions or anything about what we talked about or what they should look forward to before we close out this episode?
Well, I would just like to say to everyone, fuck you.
I agree. And fuck you for not leaving voicemails, even though the link is right there in the show notes. And I know there's at least 13 people listening to every episode.
Yeah, so fuck you guys.
So we should have at least
13.
We should have at least fucking, if play the percentages, 3 voicemails a week.
All right, just call us up and say fuck you, and then hang up.
Oh yeah, we could do a fuck you montage.
Yeah.
I'd play that. That's how I would start every episode. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Fuck you.
On that note, here's what I was talking about earlier, and this is how we're going to close it out. Everybody enjoy some bullshit happening somewhere. This is how we break news.
Now, in a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, when residents in this neighborhood were shocked to see this fairly common thing happening. An attractive witness described the event in breathless terms.
I went to my window and I was like, whoa, there's some bullshit happening.
That happened right over there. I'm an older man, so you can trust what I say.
Authorities in special uniforms rushed to the scene to stand around while our cameras filmed them. Our reporter Keith Collins joins us now live from the scene of the bullshit through the use of expensive technology. Good to be with you again, Keith. We have a colorful graphic here that shows instances of bullshit like this are on the rise. Is that right?
Yes, although why is unclear. Some say it's because of one fucking reason. Others say it's because of some other fucking reason. I talked to this random expert on the subject who told me this thing you're about to hear him say right after he points at a piece of paper.
I spent my entire life attending the nation's most prestigious schools to talk about bullshit like this. I'm really just happy to be on TV.
Now let's see if we can drag this out a little longer by showing emails written by some of our viewers. I once saw some stuff kind of like the shit you're talking about happen. I have nothing more to add. Another person says, I am angry that things like this happen. I get mad about every bullshit thing I see. So obviously a lot of opinions there to make this story seem somewhat meaningful.
Oh, absolutely, Glenn. This bullshit has some broader implications. Here's a list of tips on how to avoid bullshit happening to you.
And here's some footage of Congress.
Yes, I see that.
Well, thank you, Keith. Let us know if there are any updates on this bullshit story from there.
There's no way there will be.
Very good. We'll check back with you in an hour anyway.
I'm just some fucking guy.
When we return, we'll look at live footage of a car chase taken from a helicopter and free associate about what's going on.
Okay, we're still here, but that pretty much just lays out everything, right?
Yep.
All right, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, fuck you.
Fuck you.